Howdy. Today we're looking at the Tiberon Prime. I've been meaning to do a video on this for a little while, but I wanted to wait till I got the augment, and instead of having to buy it, it's in the Nightwave this week. Can I view the Nightwave cred shop? No, I can't. Well, if you look at the date of the recording of this video, wait, actually, you know what? That might be wrong. I probably will post this after weekly reset, so that's a skill issue. Anyways, Tiberon Prime. It is the Prime version of the Tiberon, of course, being called Tiberon Prime. It came out with Zephyr Prime. It is a weapon that the normal weapon is a burst fire weapon, and the Prime version is burst fire, but it can also switch to full auto or semi-auto. The burst fire is the main thing we care about, though. So the burst fire is a fire rate of 5, 42 in the mag, 2-second reload, very high accuracy, 28% crit chance, 3x crit multiplier, 20% status, 48 damage total, which is split between slash, puncture, and impact, being 14.4, 19.2, and 14.4 respectively. So puncture weighted, but fairly close to being evenly split among the three. The other fire modes are all going to have the same total damage, the same reload, all of that. The only difference will be the crit and status distributions. So the semi-fire mode is 42% crit chance with a 3.4 multiplier and 18% status. And the auto full auto mode is 16% crit chance with 2.8 crit multiplier and 32% status. So the semi-auto is the highest crits, the full auto is the highest status, and the burst is in between. I don't really care for the semi-auto. I think it's kind of horrible. I never use it. The full auto is okay, I guess, but the burst mode is really what you want to be using, especially with the augment, which we'll show in a second here. This is about how fast, I mean, you can see the weapon shooting. Here's the semi-auto mode. It feels a lot better now that the full auto setting is a thing. It's not horrible fire rate, but it's probably going to be less DPS. And then here's the full auto mode. So. The reload isn't too shabby, but I do believe that's because I have a mod on. Yes. So let us switch here. The reload of the gun at base is actually kind of horrendous. It feels terrible to me. It's 2 seconds, and I don't know, just it doesn't feel good on this weapon. So I like to have some sort of reload speed increase. Now, there are multiple ways you can build this weapon, and it's really up to how you decide to use it. Because it does have decent crits, but also usable status, you are going to want to build for status and crit if possible. Where we want multi-shot, you want damage. I like Deadhead because this is a very easy weapon to get headshots. It has almost no recoil. You know, it's a burst fire weapon. Deadhead's very nice, so you get lots of damage, lots of uptime, even less recoil than what you already have at base, and you get the headshot multiplier. Serration just makes it easier to have the damage before you before you get kills to actually have some level of base damage going on. You are probably going to want punch through so you can hit more than one enemy. It's very important on weapons like these, so I would go with Shred or Prime Shred if you have it. If you don't have Prime Shred, it's fine. Normal Shred will work just fine. Then you are, of course, going to want to go Vital Sense and Crit Chance, Critical Delay, or Point Strike, whichever you prefer. I think Critical Delay is better, though, because it's only negative 20% fire rates, and the extra 50% crit chance you get over Point Strike is quite nice. And then that leaves the elemental slots, what you would normally run here. So there are a lot of options. It has high crit and decent status. You can obviously do a Hunter Munitions build, but then you're not going to really be able to get headshots, so you probably want to switch to Merciless. So let's say we did that. Let's put on Merciless and then put on, where is it? Rhyme Rounds and Malignant Force. Except before we do that, there's actually one other thing you have to take into account here, which would be the augments. The augment is called Critical Precision. Burst fire only, so this does not work in the other two fire modes. If you switch fire modes, you lose the buff entirely. Headshots increase crit chance by 10%, up to 500% as the cap. Missing with all shots in a burst removes up to 100% of this bonus crit chance. That 500% as the cap, that crit chance is additive to other stuff like critical delay. Now, the bonus crit chance you get on headshots will be affected by multi-shots, so hitting multiple enemy or hitting more bullets on a head will build it faster. Having punch through to hit more heads on more enemies will build it faster. Any status that can proc headshots can build it, meaning electric or gas can even build it. So it's not hard to build up at all. It will only decrease by 100% as 100% out of the 500%, okay? So if you have it at 500%, here, actually, let's put it on real quick. Why did I not do that? We are actually going to need to remove Serration, though. That's only the thing that makes the most sense here. So we are going to need kills to build up Merciless. So let us spawn in these enemies. Pause enemies. Simulate. Come over here. And start shooting them. You can see it builds up pretty fast. But it also goes down if you miss all your shots in a burst. So let's max it out. If you miss all your shots in a burst, you don't lose all of it. You lose 100 of the 500%. So look, now 400, 300, 200, 100, and so on. Now, if you hit a body shot, it's not going to reduce it. It won't increase it, but it won't reduce it. If you only hit one shot out of a burst, it also won't reduce it. If you hit an enemy's corpse, like they're dead, but you're hitting their corpse and the game still registers the hit, it will count as getting a hit, so it won't be reduced. But you cannot build it by hitting a corpse's head. Now, we are going to need to actually do some level of damage, which will mean building up Merciless, because we have no base damage yet. So let's strip these guys to make it easier, and then build this up. It's going to be able to do some pretty juicy damage because of the amount of insane crit chance you get from the augments. There we go. Let's reset these guys. Simulate, since, you know, we want them to be armored. That's usually why you use slash. That's one burst, not quite enough to kill him. 2 bursts is going to be enough to kill these guys, mostly? Not quite. I guess it depends on your RNG. Slash isn't what it used to be. It's still a decent option, especially at base steel path. I highly recommend it to people that don't want to have to build armor strip. Slash viral is going to still be the way most of the time. But if you're doing high-end content, I don't really think that slash viral is the best option at all, or even close to it if you do endurance or level cap sort of stuff. I would rather just build armor strip and have more damage from something else than use slash. But you can see it does plenty of damage with a Hunter Moo build. Other than Hunter Moo though, if you don't do that, you could instead use Deadhead, which is way easier to build up and easier to keep the stacks up. And you're going for headshots anyways because of critical precision. So we will take out Hunter Moo. Move this over. We can add Serration back into the mix if you want to. It's not necessary, though. Oh, I have 2 Nairmons on this, and I don't have enough Former, so I hope this will work. Why did I swear this was a matter. I don't know when I switched to Nairmon. It must have been when I was testing something. That's unfortunate. But I should still be able to fit the stuff. So, Malignant Force plus... Wait, no, yeah. Plus Thermite Rounds. There we go. Gas. And then really, if you want to, can I fit it? You know what? Yeah, we'll go gas electric here. Both of these can proc headshots, which can proc critical precision, and both can benefit from a headshot multiplier, which is extra snazzy. But you are going to likely want armor strip and viral from some other source. But as always, that's not hard to do. So we are going to strip them a little bit. Abilities. You can see that we have our pillage at 46%, so they lose 46% of their armor. That is a pretty realistic amount of armor strip to have, I'd say, for most people. Shoot these guys. Ubba yubba wubba. Please, oh please. Can I actually get a headshot kill? There we go. And now we're also building up all of our crits. There we go. Now look at this damage. Look at that. This is only less than half armor strip, which is easily achievable, and no viral. And it's already doing this much damage, and we have all of the AoE from gas and blasts. Look at that. That's glorious. Just incredible amounts of damage here. I'm a very, very big fan of this. Oh, whoa, the Choo Choo joined us. Look, he's right there. Chode Adept, let me tell him. Recording. Oh, whoa. Is what I will say in squad chat. Big whoa. Now, gas electric is quite snazzy, but you'll lose upfront damage. And you also don't have insanely high status. So I think, personally, I would probably rather just go pure gas, even though gas electric does give you more coverage for what you're fighting. Especially when electric gets bonus damage on Murmur, which is quite nice. So I personally would actually rather run Serration or Galvanized Aptitude, because that's also going to give you more status, which means more gas clouds, which means bigger gas clouds, and so on and so forth. I'm sure you get the gist. The other main option, or the other two main options, would be next is Corrosive, which does work, but I really don't care for building Corrosive on weapons. But if you want to, that is an option, so we will remove that. Why did I actually wait? I didn't mean to remove that. That was a small PP moment right there. But we can run Galvanized Aptitude for the status, and then we slap on Malignant Force. Shabam! Corrosive with huge amounts of damage. Now we reset these enemies. Dang it. Did I screw up the amount of enemies? Yes, I did. There we go. 20. Come back over here. We are going to need to build up our kills, of course. But look, even with the crit chance building up, that's going to help us get these kills much easier. And once it gets going, our damage is going to skyrocket, as you can see. Way, way higher now. Bam, max deadhead stacks. And this is still without viral or anything, and the strip will be from Corrosive. Ooh, yeah, it takes about 3 bursts. 3 bursts to kill these guys, which isn't bad. But that's also about how much it was taking with the gas build. So why would I want, well, the gas build when you had armor strip in it? So it really depends on what you're using the build and what you want to use in your Warframe and stuff, and what your other options are in the loadout for armor strip or viral or priming in general. But this is a good general thing to use if you just want low effort, some level of armor strip, kill enemies that you are fighting. Now, the last sort of build I wanted to show is something I want to show because I hate the reload speed on this weapon. And that would be this build right here. It is electric instead of gas because we can save a mod slot, which opens up radiated reload to fit into it. So this will give us radiation damage, which does bonus damage to Murmur, on top of electric already doing bonus damage to Murmur, so that's nice. And it gives us reload speed, and it's an extra status proc, of course, for Galvanized Aptitude. So, pretty straightforward build here. We're going to have lots of statuses. We have 5 statuses just on the weapon alone for Galvanized Aptitude. That with Deadhead is giving us a very large amount of damage bonus. And Stormbringer is here because it adds electric, and we don't want to put high voltage here instead. Even though this would give us higher status chance, we do get higher upfront damage with Stormbringer and higher electric DOT, though I guess it's really up to you. Like, what would you prefer? Higher electric weighting and electric DOT damage, or higher status procs in general? I suppose you'll probably get higher consistent damage with high voltage, but I would rather use Stormbringer personally. So let's simulate these guys again. Come over here. Now this is without any armor strip, because again, you can get that from other places. So I'm gonna build this up first. Wait a second, let's strip these guys so it doesn't take 9 years, since I didn't spawn fodder in. There's our first kill, and now we actually have damage. Look at this. This is no armor strip and no viral at all, and it's doing perfectly fine damage. Here, let's do 3 bursts. 1, 2, 3. And it's not going to be able to kill quite, but if we add in, like, you know, almost half armor strip, now it's going to do plenty of damage. That's 1 electric DOT. Yeah, if you only get 1 electric proc, it's not great. But look, 3 electric procs, 47k, that's not bad. Not bad at all. And I found that this is my favorite way to play with the weapon because it's the most consistent and the reload speed just makes it feel so much better. You can get reload speed from other places, like on your Warframe or something, but I play a lot of Hildren, who doesn't have reload speed, and all of her arcanes and stuff are pretty important to not be running other stuff, so I like this. This is my favorite way of using the weapon. Overall, it's a very strong assault rifle type weapon, burst fire weapon. It's very basic, but it's very fun. I like the way it looks. I like the way it sounds. Cho likes teabagging. He must like it too. Yes, he also has this and uses this weapon. So it is Choo Choo approved. If you liked the video, leave a like, subscribe, and adios.